Hello everyone, we're going to continue from where we stopped on our data visualization, okay, whereby we use advanced graphic, okay, advanced data visualization. You can see we are using like the map graph, whereby we show the country, the state according to their sales. All right, so we'll continue from where we stopped. Now, the next thing on our page, look at our calculation is we want to get the month ordered by the quantity, okay? So the month ordered, I'll click on here, but we see that we exhaust a particular sheet, we can use the next sheet. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag for the month again here. Then I'm going to click on the plus. Then I'll click on the plus on the quantity, the quarter. So I'm going to remove the quarter and I'm going to remove the year. Then I'm going to look for the quantity ordered, okay? So I'll drag it and drop on the rows. So what we want to see is we want to see the highest month that we made, we sold the ordered more quantity, okay? So I'm going to right click on the month, hide this, make this an entire view, okay? Then I will hold my control and drag to the labels, whereby we have the information, okay? So this is like a line chart, but I don't want to use a line chart because I've used it before, okay? So we can also use the area chart to capture over changes in the period of time. So I will click on this and I'll click on area, okay? So you can see we have this in form of an area chart. Good. Now, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make this information bold. Either do it here, or the best way I can go is I'll right click and click on format. So I click on format, then the workbench, I change it from the workbook, the worksheet, then change the workbook to the Tableau book to bold. Then I'll pick the black color. Okay, black. All right. Then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to remove these invisible lines, which we have here. So I'm going to go to the lines and go to the rows, then change it, pass in the null. Then I go to the sheet, change the axis ruler. Okay. So you can see we have the actual values. All right. Now, the next thing, you can see I'm done with the format my lines. Then I close this. Then what I can do is I can hide this formula bar here. I'll just right click on this icon here and click on the uncheck the show header. And we have this. So you can see we have in terms of how many purchase was made in a particular month. And from this diagram here, we can denote that October had the highest, followed by December and June, okay, and April. So when we do this, then I'm going to rename this. I'll say the month by the quantity order. The month by the quantity order. Then right click, edit, put the center alignment and make it a Tableau board. But this time around, I'm going to make it white. Then apply and OK. So it's going to blend in. So we need to edit the background title. So right click and we format, then change the shading to black. So now we can see our information. So one thing I'm going to add, which you're going to add to the rest, is I'm going to change the border line, the border from null, and I'll give it a little sharp border here. Now make it white. Okay, so we have something like this. Let me just pick the one in the middle. The one in the middle will be better. Okay, this middle one is dashed. Then I'll close my bracket. So you can see now we have the changes, okay, the month by the quantity ordered. All right, so we still have one more. Then the status by the quantity order. That means they want to know which status purchased more. Okay, so I'll click on this again to give me a new sheet. Then I'll look for that, the status, drag columns and the sales. So you can see status by the order. Then we'll give it a entire view. Okay, so we have the cancelled, COD, complete, ordered, reformed, received, and reformed. Okay, formed. All right. So then I'm going to, in terms of the sales, okay, in terms of the quantity ordered, so we have to remove the sales, and we drag the quantity ordered. Okay. So now we have this system to be quantity ordered. Then I will hold my control again and drag and place it on the labels. So you can see we have the numbers. Then right click on the labels, change the font from the Tableau book to the Tableau board. Okay. Then I'll give it a complete black so we can actually get the exact numbers of quantity ordered as particular regards. Then what I can do again as well is to right click and format. So right click format, I'll go to my font, change the Tableau book to the Tableau book to the Tableau book, and give it a black color. So meaning that I want to make all the numbers visible. Okay, it's important that we make our numbers visible on top of our bars. Now the next thing we're going to do is I'll go to the lines, then change the axis. Okay, pick a center line and make the color black. Okay, then remember we're still on lines, so we're on the sheet. So we're working on the entire sheet. Then we'll go to the rows. Then we change the grade lines to null, meaning we don't want to have an invisible grade lines. All right. So now the next thing we are going to do now is that we are going to work on the color. So to work on the colors, I'll just right click and I pick a particular color. So let's go with a lighter blue. Yeah, lighter blue is good. Then also I can also hide this quantity ordered because I'll click on the show header. So to have this information, then I'm going to right click on the status, hide field name for columns. Add field name for columns. Then I'm going to rename my sheet and call it the status by the quantity ordered. Yeah, so that's it. Then I'll also still just do a little change on my font. Give it a center alignment, change the color, make it white. Then I apply and OK. Then I'll just right click, format again, change the shading to black. Okay, then give it a border. I think the border we used was this. Then we'll give it a black. It was a white border. It's a white border. Then we'll give a center. Yeah, I think we did this center. Okay. Pick this. Okay. So that's it. So we have our quantity ordered. Okay. The status by the quantity ordered. Then one more which we are going to look at is the product name by the quantity. That means we want to see from which particular product made the highest quantity being ordered. Okay, that means which product customers choose to buy. So what we do is I'll come down here, click on this plus, that's to give me a new sheet. Then so I'll look for the product names. As the product names, and I'll place it on the columns. Yes, click on add all members. Okay, which we have here. Then by the quantity ordered. Okay. All right. So now you can see situation whereby we have much quantity ordered. I think this is the product ID. Okay, product name. Okay, so it's meant to be not the product name, it's supposed to be the categories, not the product name. Categories. So if we drag the categories and drop it here, yes, so we have this. Okay, this is supposed to be the categories by the quantity orders, not the product name. Okay, so I will go to show me and pick a different diagram, something like this. Then I'll give it an entire view. Okay, so I want to see the quantity ordered by the products. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to do is I'll right click here and hide this row header from here. Okay, then I'll hold my control to drag my sum of quantity ordered on the labels, whereby I want to see each numbers allocated to each bars. Okay, then the next thing I'm going to format this sheet. So I'll click on format sheet, change it from Tableau book to Tableau board. Okay. Then I'll click the black. So I want everything to be visible. All right. Then I'll go to my lines here, lines. Then I go to the rows. It's on none. So it's going to be on the columns, not the rows. You can see it's on the columns. So I'll change the gradient line to null. All right. Then I change the axis ruler. Take the first ruler and take the medium size, then give it a black color because we want to see in terms of the bars, in terms of the bars. Okay. So when we have this now, the next thing we are going to do is that I will close my format and rename the sheet. So I'll rename the sheet. I'll call it the category by the quantity ordered. Quantity ordered. Quantity ordered. Okay. Then I will hide. Let's see if we can hide this. Yes. So hide that category because we already have a header here. So I'll rename, edit the title, select the sheet, change the Tableau light to Tableau bold, make it white, give a center alignment, then apply and OK. Then right click, format, then we give it a black shade, okay, color, and we pick a border. Then we pick a color, we make it white. Yes, pick color, make it white. All right. So now, then as well, we can also make some little changes in terms of the colors. So we can pick a particular color. Let's say we pick this color here. Okay. So basically, Tableau is basically meant for visualization, not basically meant for, not really in terms of data modeling, whereby you have to clean, check for missing values. Tableau is suitable for just to visualize data sets. Okay. All right. Now, I'll just do some little changes on those ones we did before. Okay. So I'll just format this. This little format here. Okay. It's same thing. So please ensure you do the same format for all of them. Okay, so just do a little format and that is it. Okay. All right. So we are good to go. So that's the end of this video. I hope you're able to learn how to create more diagrams in terms of the states, in terms of what diagram to use, in terms of the line charts and the area charts. Then also how to format and also change your colors and assign numbers.